Hi, I'm Noah Silver, and I chose to tackle choice number three. Part of the questions, choice number three, where I examine the relationship between women who are pregnant and their age and other factors. And question two asks if certain groups are more likely to be anemic than other groups. I chose a sample of 300 cases, and with those 300 cases, 15 women identified yes as their pregnancy status. So the first one we're going to tackle is age. In the age category, we have a spread from 17 to age 38, with the average age being 25 after calculation. With a spread having that a spread, there's no clear relationship between the age of a woman and whether or not she is pregnant. We then jump to marriage status. We see that four mothers are living with their partner, 6 mothers are married, 4 have never been married, and 1 is separated. We see that of these women, 2/3 of the cases are living with or married to their partner, so that while it may not be hugely a predictor, one can see a trend as to they are living with or married to their partner if they choose to become pregnant. Next is education. In the education category, we see that 3 have their high school including their high school education including their GED. 8 have less than high school education, and 4 have more than high school education. We jump back to age and see that around 5-ish expecting mothers are still in the high school age, but that still shows a trend as to the education level of pregnant mothers. With more than half appearing to have less than high school education, one can see a trend as to an expecting mother possibly being a slim term in this case, having less than a high school education when becoming pregnant. Lastly, we have household income. And with household income, we see a huge spread in the data, ranging from the lowest category to the highest category. When calculated, the average income for expecting mothers was $38,500. And with this spread, and having each category possibly only having 2 expecting mothers, household income is not a predictor one would use when seeing if a mother will be expecting. Now we jump to question 2. Question 2 asks if certain groups are more likely to be anemic than other groups. The first thing that I chose to analyze is age. So we pull up age. When we pull up age, we see that those who fall into the light blue category hold an iron level of 12 to 53.4. This is what I'll be using to consider if one is prone to anemia, showing that those low in iron tend to have anemic properties. I counted each dot in each box, with 11 to 20 having 19 members, 21 to 30 years of age having 6 people, 31 to 40 having 3 people, 41 to 50 having 7, 51 to 60 having 4, 61 to 70 having 7, 71 to 80 having 3, and 81 to 90 having 1. Because of this spread of data and the trend of apparent younger people having lower iron levels, one can see a trend that younger people appear to be more prone to anemia, with them having the highest amount of population in its sample size. We then jump to race. In the race category, we see that we see white, other including XYZ, other Hispanic, Mexican American, and Black. While white do appear to have the most abundant low iron levels, one can see that it does just simply appear proportional to the amount of whites who answered the survey. One can see a very similar trend in the Mexican American race slot and the Black race slot. Because of this proportional display for each race does not appear to be a solid predictor for whether or not one will appear anemic with low iron levels. Other factors that I chose to analyze were height. So we pull up our height graph and we see, wow, there kind of looks to be a trend in this scenario. We see that in the smaller height categories, we have a few dotted low iron levels here and a few higher dotted iron levels here as one gets taller. But most of our data appears to be clumped here in the center with heights between 160 and 170 centimeters. Because of this clumping and because of the sparsity of data on either side of it, one can see the trend that those between 160 and 170 centimeters in height appear to be more prone to anemia than other heights. A very similar trend can be seen when analyzing one's weight. When looking at the weight distribution, again with the light blue displaying those who are more prone to anemia with lower iron levels, we see that those before 60 and those above, we'll call that 90, appear to be slimmer in the weight distribution of low iron levels. So we see this huge clumping between 60 and 80 kilograms in weight, telling the observer that there appears to be a trend of those weighing between 60 and 80 kilograms are more prone to have lower iron levels, thus more prone to be show and display anemic factors. I had no idea that these trends were going to appear. I thought it was super interesting. But that's what I found. Thank you.